Hello everyone. In this session, we want to talk about Active Directory sites and site links. In our previous session, we looked at Active Directory sites and subnets. We discussed the reason why we would want to create sites, the purpose of sites, and we looked at the objects that we needed for the sites. In this session, we want to take a look at site links. You can see here we have a site link between Jamaica and St. Lucia. We have a site link between Barbados and St. Lucia. And we have a site link bridge connecting the two site links. Site links reflect the physical connectivity of your network. When you create a site link, you assign a site link a name. Site links are transitive. It means that if Jamaica's site trusts the St. Lucia site, then the Barbados site is also trusted because the links are transitive. The domain controllers will trust each other. For each site link you create, you, the administrator, will be able to configure the replication schedule, and that is how often the replication occurs and within what period of time the replication occurs between sites. You're able to configure the cost or value to each site link to reflect the available bandwidth or cost of bandwidth as compared to other site links. The cost setting on the site link object determines the likelihood that replication occurs over a particular route between two sites. For example, if I set or configure the replication cost between Jamaica and St. Lucia may be to 50. And then I set the site link cost from Barbados to St. Lucia to 100. 50, since it's the lowest cost, would be the preferred replication path. So you get to configure the replication cost on the site link object. You can modify the site links using the site link object, and you can configure the relative cost of that particular site link. We're going to be creating the site links, configuring replication, and configuring the cost. Let's take a look. Within the Active Directory Sites and Services console, we're going to expand sites by double-clicking on sites. We want to expand inter-sites transport by double-clicking on inter-sites transport. We want to expand IP by double-clicking on IP. And then in our right-hand pane, we see the default site link. And we want to right-click on the default site link, and we want to click on rename. We're going to rename this object, and we're going to call it Corporate WAN. CORPORATE 1. So we have one site link created, and that site link we gave the name corporate WAN. We want to now configure that site link. So we're going to right click on the site link, and we're going to click on properties. On the general tab of the corporate WAN site link, we're going to type the description of that site link, and we're going to call it T1 Connecting Corporate and Portsmouth Offices. T1 depicting the type of bandwidth. Connecting corporate and Portsmouth offices. Let's try that again. Offices. So that's our description for that link. We want to remove the Farmington site because we're only making the connection between two sites here now. So we're going to click on Farmington, and we want to click on Remove Farmington so that we only have the corporate and Portsmouth site. We're about to assign the cost for this site. And we are going to put the cost for this site to 50. So we're going to type 5 and 0. For the replication schedule, we want to put it so that the replication will occur every 60 minutes. So we're going to type 6 and 0. Then to create the site link, we're going to click on OK. We're going to create another site link. So we want to right click on the IP folder again and select New Site Link. On the New Object Site Link dialog box, we want to give a description, and we're going to call this description the corporate dialog. So that's what we're going to type here. So the T1 was a faster connection, and the corporate dial-up is obviously a slower bandwidth connection. We want to add Farmington and the corporate HQ site to the site link. So we're going to click on Farmington, and we add that to the site link. And we're going to click on corporate HQ. And we're going to add that to the site link also. So we have the corporate HQ and Farmington, and we've connected them to the site link. So we want to go ahead and say OK. So we have another site link, the corporate one, which we can see the cost is 50. And we have the corporate dial-up, and we can see that that cost is 100. We now want to right-click that corporate dial-up link and go to Properties. And on the General tab, we want to give a description. And we're going to call it ISDN dial-up between corporate and Farmington. So we're actually going to type that. ISDN. Let's try that again. Dial-up between corporate and Farmington. Farmington. We're going to leave the cost for this site link at 100. And we're going to change the replication so that replication occurs every 120 minutes. So we're going to change that to 120. And we also want to specify that replication should only occur during certain times of the day. So we're going to click the Change Schedule button. And you can see here that we are highlighting the area between 8 and 7 because that's the time that we want to select when replication is not available. So we have highlighted that area between 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'm going to click on replication not available. This will ensure that replication traffic is minimized during those hours. Want to click on OK to accept the new schedule, and OK again to create the site link. So we can see in here that we have the description for both links. We're going to do a site link bridge. So we want to right click on the IP object. We're going to select New Site Link Bridge. On the New Object Site Link Bridge dialog box, we're going to name the Site Link Bridge Corporate Bridge. We're going to just type that name. And because there must be at least 2 site links in each bridge, you will not be able to remove these links. So we just want to go ahead and click on OK to create the site link bridge. We can see here that we created 2 site links and 1 site link bridge. Remember, we were able to configure the course, and we were able to configure the schedule and the time of day that we did not want replication to occur. Site links, again, allows the administrator to configure how replication occurs between sites, the time that the replication will occur, and the bandwidth used as preference for replication. This is the end of our session, and I want to thank you for listening.